Today's news hits harder than a mantis shrimp trying to bust open a clam. Seriously, if a mantis shrimp was the size of a human, apparently they would be able to punch a soccer ball from the bottom of the ocean straight into orbit. Their punches are so strong, they evaporate water at about the same temperature as the surface of the sun. Needless to say, we're all lucky these things are not the size of human beings. But if they were, I would know exactly who to send them to. And that would be SSSniperWolf, because this chick is as crazy as Johnny Depp's ex. The type of craziness only a Super Saiyan could deal with and put a ring on. See, I actually don't know much about SSniperWolf, but it's a very popular subject on YouTube. The only thing I know about SSniperWolf is that she's the chick with fake lips that got cheated on by a fat guy who used to record gameplay for her to use and pretend like it was her own. But I mean, can you really blame him for cheating on her? Her lips look like hemorrhoids. Plus, wouldn't you rather be the guy who gets to cheat on SSniperWolf than to be the guy cheated on by SSniperWolf? When you cheat your way through life as much as SSniperWolf has, it eventually comes full circle. So for those of you who know about her as much as I do, which is not a lot, I'm a YouTuber after all, let me bring out my Adam Sandler remote and just click rewind for all of you, because you're probably wondering to yourself, how did this chick ever get over 35 million subscribers? How does someone blow up on YouTube being so lazy? Well, you're asking the wrong guy, clearly. Haha. Essentially, SSniperWolf grew big on YouTube being a React channel, which has somehow still remained one of the most popular forms of content on the website, garnering her some criticism over the years. Essentially, any reason you have to hate React channels is guaranteed something SSniperWolf is guilty of doing. Stealing content, stealing jokes and clips, and not crediting the original creators. Having bland, boring, uncreative takes and reactions to all content. Essentially, chances are the funniest thing you've ever seen on SSniperWolf's channel was someone else's clip. But that's to be expected since women are obviously not funny. Well, regardless of the obvious content theft and lack of effort or quality uploads, this hasn't stopped SSniperWolf from being one of the largest reaction channels on the entire website. Like a prince rolling a Katamari ball, there's nothing in SSniperWolf's way to stop her. She just continuously grows while absorbing and destroying everything around her. It doesn't matter how much criticism you feed her, she just continues to expand and grow more by the day. The only thing you can do in a situation like this is grow off of her, which is exactly what Jax Films has done. This man's dedication exceeds that of a DSP detractor. So much so that his channel is a direct parody of SSniperWolf's username, where she has 3 S's, he has 3 J's. Haha. But this man's body of work cannot be undermined, creating his own channel dedicated to solely covering how lazy and inconsistent SSniperWolf is a godsend. And obviously I would know because I am Jesus. Haha. Oops. Audacity picked up me pressing on the spacebar. Oh well, I'll just leave it in. It's not like I can just edit that out. So anyways, Jax Films produces some of the best coverage for SSniperWolf. And honestly, I was thinking about making similar videos to Endymion myself. When you find someone that sucks this bad, you have to milk it for all it's worth. So I don't blame Jax Films. Unfortunately, like Elon Musk and Johnny Depp, Jax Films had absolutely no idea the crazy bitch he got on his hands here. A lot of people already knew about how crazy SSniperWolf was, due to her criminal activity. After all, she is a convict, who in 2013 was arrested for an armed robbery after she attacked an undercover security guard for trying to stop her. So needless to say, she was crazy from the start. I actually don't know if Jax Films knew this, but if he did, then he was obviously poking a proverbial hornet's nest. Much like with Quantum TV and Actman, some people had absolutely no idea how crazy the YouTuber was until the drama started, which is something you may notice happening with a lot of content creators. They're mentally ill and not all right in the head, and they should seek treatment, dude. Unfortunately, this is something Jax Films found out a little too late, as the years of constant quote-unquote harassment SSniperWolf claims she was facing from Jax Films led to her inevitably driving her ass to his house. And not only that, dude, but she also ended up recording all of it and posting it publicly, which exposed Jax Films' address, location, and what his house looked like. She essentially doxed him. That's bad, dude. Don't do that. It's bad. It also doesn't help that apparently SSniperWolf opened up a poll asking her own audience if she should go film herself confronting Jax Films at his house, letting you know exactly the type of people that watch SSniperWolf. The funniest part is how much of SSniperWolf's own community wants to call her out when they all basically encouraged her to do this. But now it's all starting to make sense. It was probably her own audience that convinced her to puff her lips up that much too, dude. Now obviously I don't have to tell anyone what's wrong about what she did. Driving by, filming someone's exact address, their location, and exposing it to millions of people goes far beyond just being immoral, because I'm pretty sure it's also illegal and against YouTube's terms of service. However, knowing exactly what SSniperWolf did, YouTube still decided to bend the rules just specifically for her. And we know what the rules are, because last year when YouTube came after the Actman for joking about threats of doxing, they completely removed him from the YouTube partnership program. And yet for SSniperWolf, there is absolutely no repercussions for what she did, because today we got an official update from YouTube about exactly what they plan to do on the whole ordeal. According to Twitter user The Real Sully G, just talked to YouTube support and wow, have they changed their approach. They are actively changing the rules to protect SSniperWolf. YouTube no longer cares about its creators. This is unacceptable. Hi, I just have a quick community guidelines question. Sure, what is it? I'll do my best to help. Someone on YouTube has been making jokes about me. Am I allowed to drive to their house, post their address to my Instagram, and incite my followers to do the same? Since I'd be doing it off platform. Regarding on the things that you will do outside YouTube platforms, I apologize, as I cannot provide any details since YouTube is not allowed to meddle if it is outside of our scope. It will be up to your own discretion on what you will do to them outside YouTube platform. So it wouldn't necessarily be against terms of service to do so? Yes, since it will be outside YouTube's scope. Unfortunately, YouTube isn't Batman. They do listen to jurisdictions. They're not gonna fly all the way to China to kidnap Lau like Christian Bale did. And let's face it, it's not like this representative doesn't know exactly what this user is talking about. The SSniperWolf drama is like the biggest thing happening on YouTube right now. They know what this user is referencing. They are bending the rules harder than Aang bends all of the elements. If you go to Wikipedia, there is literally a page dedicated to YouTube suspensions. And when you look at them, a fair chunk of them were suspensions that happened outside of YouTube itself. Not to mention, the majority of them were suspensions done on far-right personalities and conspiracy theory channels. Obviously, this isn't groundbreaking evidence. It's like the US government telling us UFOs do exist when we knew all along. Haha. It's blatantly obvious as well that if SSniperWolf was targeted and doxed, any single person committing it would have YouTube come down on them like the hammer of Thor. We don't even have to imagine it because we've seen it happen. Women having no accountability is common practice for YouTube. The craziest thing is that I've seen some people on social media try to defend SSniperWolf by claiming that Jax Films asked for it because he would not stop making content on her all the time. and that it was to be expected she would eventually be crazy and lash out. And all I can say is that is the dumbest, most simp behavior ever. I don't want to give him any credit, but I'm actually going to have to give some. Look at DSP. Do you ever see Phil Burnell showing up to people's houses, especially the ones of those that have entire channels dedicated to just covering him? There's a reason the internet is shocked by what just happened. It is not commonplace for YouTubers to just show up to people's doorsteps, doxing all of their information. It's out of the ordinary, and there is no justification to it. The blatant favoritism YouTube has with women and minorities couldn't be more obvious. Your average white male would never be able to get away with this. Something has to be done about SSSniperWolf. She must face some sort of repercussion. Women must be held accountable for their actions. Okay, that's really about it. See ya!